Visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to start it. Please stop me if you're not able to hear it, okay? Audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Then see the video.
COVID-19 is changing the way we travel. Health requirements
Can't
like
see the video, ma'am.
restrictions will have a greater
What happened?
But it's visible, ma'am, here. In my, it's visible.
Yeah, I hope it is visible on my screen too. It is showing as if I am presenting it. Then how come? All are able to see?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay, then who is not able to see? Mushraf?
Ma'am, it's visible.
Very good. Patience.
impact on where and how we can fly. This is why we have developed Iata Travelpass, a one-stop shop to securely and conveniently let you verify that you meet COVID-19 health requirements for your journey. The app is simple and easy to use. First, it enables you to create a secure digital version of your passport on your mobile phone, which will link your COVID test or proof of vaccination and travel information to your verified identity. You can then add your flight details. The app will automatically let you know what travel and health requirements are needed for your destination. This information is supplied by Thematic, the industry's most trusted source for global travel regulations. If you need a test, it will provide you with a list of verified health centers near your point of departure. There, your digital ID will be confirmed using your physical passport, which will allow the lab to securely send test results to your mobile device. Once governments issue digital vaccine certificates, you'll be able to upload yours to the app. If you meet the health requirements for your trip, you will receive an OK to travel notification. And with that, you're ready to fly. You can check in from home, sharing your status with the airline or border authorities before travel, or by showing it throughout your journey. All your data will be encrypted and saved on your phone, which means it will not be stored on a central database, and nobody but you can access it. The app's digital ID function will also pave the way for a future where travel is even more contactless. And Iata Travelpass can act as your digital passport. It is a secure and user-friendly solution that travelers, airlines, and governments can trust, either on its own or incorporated by airlines into their own app. Iata Travelpass gives you certainty in an uncertain world, so you can once again be reunited with family and friends, attend that important business meeting, or take a much-needed holiday and reconnect with the world and all it has to offer.
Okay, that's great. So did you see what IATA has brought up? It has already been, coming into force now in each country. Okay, yet to be, I believe, yet to be coming into India. So the thing is that what is the main concern of this is that you have a contactless, since COVID-19 is being, this taste, there is no way to move out. Okay, so as our government told, you need to be learning to live with it. Okay. Moving on to our next big organization, which is ICAO. I will tell you what ICAO is. Then we will again watch a video of what IATA and ICAO. That is how IATA versus ICAO. Okay, we'll put up a match between them. What exactly they do. Okay, I'm trying to show your ICAO. Okay. So this is ICAO. So this is don't look at this very rarely. This is not a PPT. This has actually been typed by me, so it is in a Word format. So you can read. I've just put up the major information. Is it visible on screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, what exactly is ICAO? Now, IATA is done. Now we'll move on to the major role of aviation. Full form of ICAO, International Civil Aviation Organization. Okay, I'm sorry. So was created in 1944. So if you talk about IATA, it was created in 1945. So 1 year prior to IATA, ICAO was created. So 1944. So why is ICAO being created? Now, if we talk about IATA was only focusing on airline. That's it. Okay, the fares, the economic development, the growth. This was the only mentality of IATA. But if you talk about ICAO deals with everything in the sense the growth, the economic development, the population rising, the accidents, the incidents, or let's say safe standards of how the passengers travel. So ICAO focuses on airline and passengers too. Okay, so they check whether the passenger is traveling, passenger traveling is a hassle-free one, or they have a problem in this particular seats. So even whenever an aircraft is being purchased, you need to be sending the entire documents to the ICAO stating that my seat is of this way, my seat will be able to accommodate an obese passenger. So all these kinds of things needs to be sent to the ICAO. So ICAO is that association or that organization which takes care of aviation safety, aviation security, aviation efficiency, aviation regularity, that is time. Okay, and how are the passenger able to travel. They also take care of aviation environment, like your employees. Okay, so that is the reason I said you for in every if you take up every organization, ICAO stands the head for the organizations. Okay, in the world, this is the first organization which stands in the. So how many of them are a part of this? Is 191 members are currently part of ICAO. Okay, now what is the mission and vision? So mission and vision I have included both because it comes the same, so that's the reason I have mentioned together. Mission and vision is it's a global form for civil aviation. Okay, so it only takes care of civil aviation, nothing else, and achieves the vision and mission. So this doesn't come under defense, so no defense or no military bases comes under ICAO. This is only civil aviation. And what is the vision is that it's to achieve safe and secure and sustainable development of civil aviation. So everywhere it wants to develop the civil aviation aircrafts around the world. Okay, so and more of cooperation of member states. So that is they would love to invite members to join them. So that is the one. Now the strategic objectives is that first and foremost, as I already told you, their main objective is that safety. Okay, so global development of safety, that is your security teams. Your safety is like now if you see when you're checking in a bag, okay, you've seen that the check-in staff would ask you, is there a power bank? So before it was not a problem, now it is a problem. So they would ask you, is there a power bank in the check-in baggage? If yes, please remove it and put it in your hand baggage. So that is usually because of the recent thing, whatever had happened, where there was a small chemical reaction had happened and a power bank got blasted. So that's the reason they stop sending power banks. Now that was the safety which they take. Okay, so they had ICAO had already released a statement stating that no power bank should be checked in. So that is the reason. Even in the international travels, they used to ask. It's a safety precautions which you're taking early. If you talk about security, yes, due to these tragedies, whichever is coming up, terrorism and all those things, they have increased the security. Okay, the CISFs or whatever comes up, they have increased the security. Environmental protection and sustainable is like they have a hassle-free travel where your time management is focusing. Okay, no aircraft problem should be there, no technical issues, no such kind of problem should be there for the passengers to be traveling in the aircraft. Okay, so these three are the main objectives, and that objectives they started developing one from 2011 to 2013. Now if you talk about the assembly is that how many people or what is the group included in it. I already told you approximately around 130 are the members of it. Okay, it's an extraordinary meeting. So ICAO meeting happens every 2 years. Okay, every 2 years to 3 years, I believe. So they call up all the member states. They start discussing on the procedures, okay, the policies which has been implemented in their country. And I will tell you who would be taking part from India. Now, if you talk about India is having in the same way like ICAO, we have something called as MOCA, MOCA, which is called as Ministry of Civil Aviation. Okay, so MOCA stands in the same way as DGCA. Same way as IATA. Okay, so in India, MOCA is the one which would be standing. So just a minute. Okay, now do anyone know who was the last minister of civil aviation? Last minister, huh? Not this minister. This year's minister. I'm asking whether who left. Any idea? Okay, the last minister was Mr. Hardeep Singh Puri. Okay, he was the civil aviation minister. Recently, now being changed by, he's been replaced by Mr. Jyotiraditya Scindia. Okay, and his cabinet minister is Mr. V.K. Singh. So, who do we? That was my question, right? Who would be taking part in the ICAO's meeting is Mr. Jyotiraditya Scindia, because he is the head of the MOCA. Okay, he is the head of civil aviation in India. Okay, so a member of MOCA would be taking part in ICAO's meeting. Okay, so everywhere in all of the globe, around the globe, who is the head? So in the same way, I told you national aviation authorities would be having people like this. So who would be taking part in this assembly? So in this assembly, what they discuss a lot of things like that. Okay, in my country, my aviation has grown to this much, or we have a loss of this much. We had a cargo loss this much. We had a passenger being increased to this much, and cargo got decreased to this much. What was the incidents happened? Or we had a crash on the runway. On so and so date, it was investigation was done. It was done on so and so date. So all these kind of discussions happen in the assembly. Then the head of ICAO will think or will process it. Okay, now if you talk about the organizational chart of ICAO, you have a lot of ministers coming in it. Okay, a lot of people coming in it. You have secretary, joint secretary, you have deputy secretary. So all these kinds of secretaries come up. So each of them take up their jobs, and then they come up with some of the ideas. That is, for example, I hope you guys might have heard the Chicago Convention, the Hague Convention, the Geneva Convention, Montreal Conventions. So these type of things they start processing up. So they say that if you read the Chicago Convention was the convention in which ICAO was started. Okay, so every assembly has been named after a place, let's say. So if you talk about the Montreal Convention states clearly on how the passengers needs to be traveling, what sorts of things they need to be carrying with them. So all these things. So in every conventions, they bring up a set of ideas. So every assemblies they join, they put it a name as convention, and set of rules has been released for the aviation industry. So that is the reason, if you come to airport for a check-in, the staff says, "No, sir, you're not supposed to do that." So when again the passenger will ask, "Last week when I came, this was not there. This week you got implemented." But there is no a way for a passenger to shout on a staff, because they are just following the rules which is given by them. So each and every day there is a policies or procedures, rules which would be coming up from ICAO, and that needs to be implemented. If it is not implemented, then there would be a strict action